Wildlife Commando. This show used to be called Georgia Outdoor Addiction, but we changed the name due to a lot of shows being out there having to do with outdoors or outdoor addiction or addicted to the outdoors. So we're going something a little bit differently, you know, speaking on the part that all of us are veterans and, you know, just love to hunt. So Wildlife Commando seemed like a good pick for us. Tonight I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about trail cameras and the benefits and the uses of trail cameras, especially for hunters that can't necessarily get out to the property that they're going to be hunting on all the time. One of the great things about trail cameras also is that they're very mobile, especially if you're hunting on private property. You know, it's great to be able to use. You can track game, see exactly what times they're coming through. I check my trail cameras, you know, every morning that I'm out there hunting, I go and check my trail cameras first to see, hey, are the deer moving on this trail at this time? To see if maybe during the day you should switch places where you're hunting so that, you know, you can meet up with a deer at the right time and you have a better chance for success. Now, like I said, these trail cameras are awesome tools to use. They have multiple different settings. A lot of them will take pictures and videos. You can set the different amounts of time between delays when the video or the picture is taken. So, you know, like my Primos Truth camera that I have out in the woods right now, I have it set to take 3 photos per instance and to have 60 seconds in between each instance, so that every time that it gets triggered, it's taking 3 photos and then it waits another minute before it takes another 3 photos. This will save you a lot of hassle if you got birds flying through the area, or on a really windy day if you got a branch or something blown in front of it. You know, it can help save battery and save storage on the thing. This trail camera right here is made by Wild Game Innovations, and it's just got an awesome trigger distance of about 50 feet. It takes great clear infrared night photos. All around, it's just a really great camera, especially for $70. Now you can go up there and start spending a few $100s, even up to $500 on trail cameras that'll, you know, send you a text message of the photo you get, or send you an email, or some of them will even let you know if the trail camera itself is being moved to help deter theft. I want to be able to be comfortable with taking a $70 loss. You know, $70 to those of us that are, you know, hunters on a budget, that's a lot of money to risk losing. So I definitely only use my trail cameras on property that I know I'm one of the only hunters on, or if I know the other hunters on the property or on a hunting club or private property. You know, that's a great place to use trail cameras, especially if you have a hunting club. I'm pretty sure they should have cameras out there already. You know, but on public land, maybe if you're camping out overnight and you put it out overnight just to see if they're going to be in that area you're going to be hunting the next morning or whatever, but I wouldn't leave it out there for a long period of time because somebody is going to steal it. Now this camera here in particular, it's got multiple settings. You can power buttons, big blue button right there on the front, bright blue LCD screen, great picture. You know, you can read everything. It'll tell you the amount of pictures it has. Right now it's flashing because I don't have an SD card in there. The SD card itself actually goes right down in here underneath in the bottom, and all the different buttons and settings to select the settings are down here on the bottom as well. Another great thing to have with you when you're out there setting your trail cameras is a pair of pruners. You never know when, you know, there's going to be a couple bushes. You might have the perfect camera spot, there might be a couple branches in your way. Just pull your knife out, pull your pruners out, whatever, clear it out of the way. That'll save you from getting some empty pictures or pictures of just branches blown in the wind, or video of branches blown in the wind. And it'll save you your card and power on your trail cameras. A lot of these trail cameras run on AA batteries now. Some of the trail cameras still run on Ds. You can also hook up external power. There's a port right here on the side of this one to it, so I know they sell solar powered chargers and things like that. You know, that's great. I don't have the money to buy that kind of stuff, but that is definitely something that if you have the money and you're looking forward to, if you're leaving your cameras out there for weeks at a time, that is a great thing to do. I put batteries in my Primos Truth probably mid-August, and just now I just had to replace them. So, you know, they last a very long time. You know, I've had to change SD cards out several times, but I haven't had to change the batteries out. So it's always great to have fresh batteries in, and, you know, it can be very affordable. Just put a few AA's in and everything works out great. Now this trail camera right here, great investment, you know, be able to use to see down to the minute what time that the deer are coming through your area, what trails they're using, and what time they're stopping, if they're stopping and staying for a while, if they're just passing through somewhere. But it also lets you know where the deer aren't. You know, that's a great thing to not be able to be wasting your time out in the woods. It really ups your success rate, and it gives you a much better chance of actually putting deer on the ground. Now this right here, I believe this camera is one of the best cameras that I've ever used. I have this, and I also have a Primos Truth 35 camera, and I love both of them. This camera right here takes perfect infrared night photos. It takes awesome quality day photos. Has a great trigger distance of about 50 feet, and all around is just a really good camera. It's a really good bang for your buck. And especially if you're a hunter on a budget like I am, it is a great investment to have. You know, ups your chance of success rate, so you spend less time in the woods, or you can spend more time in the woods, but be on the right trail, be in the right area, be exactly where those deer are going to be at the right time. This is a great investment. I think trail cameras are an awesome piece of technology, and I believe hunters everywhere should be maximizing the use of their technology. There's many different ways for mounting your trail cameras, and I think they're all great. You can use whichever way that fits you. That's the thing about hunting. It's your experience. Use what works for you. Don't just use what, Jim Bob, who is on Outdoor Adventures or whatever, says. Use what works for you. Find what works for you. Use what works for you. Find what makes you successful. And that's one of the key things that you're going to learn about the show. We're not going to tell you what product to use if it doesn't work, or if we like this product. We're going to say, yeah, we like this product, we support it, but at the same time, you still need to find what works for you. And if the same product that works for us works for you, that is great. That is a big bonus, and we're happy that it does. Now, definitely when you set your trail camera up, I usually like to set my trail cameras up at more of a distance, but because it's pretty thick back there, and this is a clearing that they'll obviously be out coming into, I'm not going to set this facing into the trail. I'm actually going to have it facing out of the trail to see which way they go and where they're going as they come off the trail. Now, these trail cameras are especially going to be effective for those of you that are starting mock scrapes, especially earlier in the season, or finding rubs, other scrapes, or maybe you have a single water source on your property, or their source of food is. We had a mild winter here in Georgia, so the acorns, apples, persimmons, all the good nutrient-rich foods that the deer eat are already falling out of the trees and hitting the ground. So it's really hard to narrow down where they're going to be just based off of food. You really got to go through, find the water source, find those tracks, track them through the brush, try not to bust their bedding areas, and just figure out where they're going to be. And that's another thing. You don't have to go stomping through the woods with these trail cameras. All you got to do, find a game trail or where you think they're going to be, set that trail camera up, hang it there, leave it out there for 5 days. Go back, check it. If there's pictures of deer, awesome. It should tell you what day. Maybe put a new SD card in and leave it out there for a few weeks now. Definitely don't want to be going back to your trail cameras every day, leaving your scent, giving more of a possibility of them changing your patterns because you're being out in that same area every day. These trail cameras are awesome tools. I believe every hunter should maximize their use of technology. And if you're a hunter on a budget, they got some low as $50. You might even be able to find them for less. Look on Craigslist, look on Gunbroker, look on some of these websites that might have them used for sale. It's definitely something to think about or use. If you haven't used one before, use it. Watch some videos on them, use them. Definitely look at our page. We get some awesome pictures. Down in LaGrange, we have a huge herd of does and a couple of bucks sneaking in there. Out in Loganville, we got some awesome bucks. It's just a great tool to use. You know the deer are in their area. You see what time they're in there, or you learn their patterns, so you can be out there on the ambush, up in your climber, down in your ground blind, whichever way that you hunt. It is an awesome tool. Use it. It'll make you more successful. I guarantee it.